Hello YouTube, Smashing Pumpkin here, coming at you guys with a video today. Today I'd like to be discussing with you guys, what I ran at my locals yesterday, and how well I did with it. But first things first, I want to apologize for not making any videos for a long time. I know it's been a while, kind of like 2 months, but, I've been preoccupied with school and sports and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to go to more locals as time goes on, and that I'll be able to give you more content. But I was able to go to my locals yesterday, so that was pretty fun. It had been a while since I went to locals and was able to play something competitive. I played my a Lancer Frog deck that my friend came up with, and then I modified it slightly at the last minute with what I'd been testing with the Lancer Frog deck. Very similar to the deck that top 8'd or 16'd at the last YCS. I know that wasn't really the most competitive event, but it did have a lot of fun decks, so they were worth checking out and testing, so this was the one that I picked. The first things first, you have, oops, that's not supposed to be there. 3 Swap Frog, best card in the deck. Generally if you get first turn Swap Frog, you pretty much have won the game, unless they're able to get rid of it eventually, which doesn't happen too often. And yeah, just go through your deck really quickly and gives you max consistency. 3 run turns to get the frogs removed for Lancer. 3 poison draw frog. If you don't know how Lancer Frog works, I'll explain how those are good in a minute. And you have 3 dupe frog, which their first motivation is to get the swap frog from your deck, and then secondly it's to be good with Lancer. I'll explain how that works when the time comes. 2 Treeborn Frog, because this is a frog deck, and Treeborn's generally really good. 3 Caius, because Tribute Fodder is really good. 1 Jinzo, because traps are really very relevant right now. Most decks play like upwards from like 6 to 10 traps, so they're around a lot. I know that some of them are warnings, so your Jinzo's probably going to get warninged like mine did yesterday a lot, but yeah, it's still really good. 2 Light and Darkness Dragon. Light and Darkness Dragon's definitely not the card that wins you the game. However, it does force your opponent to use up a lot of resources. So it isn't the card that wins you the game, but it does help you get there, which is important. And then you have 2 Obelisk for the Tormentor. There's no real outs this format, or really any format, to Obelisk. The YCS deck was playing 3 of them to get to them really quickly, but yeah, 2 works out perfectly fine with me because I see it enough, and there's always the chance that you're gonna pull 2 Obelisks. That's really bad, because you have like 4 playable cards in your hand at best. Snowman Eater, he's kind of just like tech. There's a lot of Dino Rabbits at my local, and they all make Logia first. So I just set my Snowman Eater, and then they attack into it, and they're really sad because they wasted a rabbit. So, sucks for them, but it's okay for me. I play 3 Fader because Tribute Fodder is good. I don't know how else to explain it. And then Gores, which is, I dropped. It's like the rare version though, so it's not that bad. And then 2 Lancer. Since Run Totem removes all your frogs, you're able to get out Lancer, who returns the removed frogs to your spell and trap guard zones, and then gains 1000 attack. So that's pretty good. Lancer also can't get bottomless, which is pretty decent. And then, and also he can prevent himself by being destroyed by, getting rid of one of the frogs that are attached to him. If you get rid of this guy, you get to draw. And if you get rid of this guy, you get to search your deck. So that's really good. Spells, you've got the 3 basic cores. You got your Reborn. Oops, that wasn't Reborn. Reborn, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole. Questions? I didn't really think so, so let's keep on going. Play 3 Soul Exchange. Just because you probably won't always get to Treeborn Frog, because you probably won't always get to swap Frog. So it's always good to use your opponent's stuff. You can also get rid of Logia really easily, which gives this deck like a humongous like frickin' problem. Oops. 1 creature swap, and then another creature swap as tech. Yeah, like the frogs suck. Unless they're in your graveyard, then they're okay. So giving them to your opponent isn't that bad. And also they'll probably have a better monster than a frog, so that's really good. Salvage helps you go back through your deck with Swap Frog, and that's what Salvage does. Don't play 3 Salvage, it's really, really bad. 2 at the most. Enemy Controller was really good. I only play 1 though because it isn't focused on getting the Treeborn into the grave. And without Treeborn Frog, Enemy Controller kind of sucks. Well, it doesn't really suck, it's just not nearly as good without Treeborn. And Lad isn't really as important in this deck either, so there isn't really a whole lot of worth to having 2 enemy controllers, or even 3. I don't know. 1 seems to work really well, so I'll keep it at 1. The card I'm definitely cutting though is My Body as a Shield. This card, like, fucking sucks. Like, the only thing it's good for is protecting Obelisk from, like, a Torrential or a Dark Hole, and that never happens, because I never get both of them at the same time. So, it never worked for me. And even when I got My Body as a Shield at the same time as I got Obelisk, it didn't really help because I didn't have enough life to pay for it. So I'm cutting that out of the deck. Like, that card is really bad. So yeah, that's the main. As far as the side deck goes, you have to play 3 Gotchi Gotchi because you're going to be making like 4 or 5 of them. Like a game. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I actually made like 5 Gotchis one game because I kept on getting bounced back to my extra deck. They're a pretty decent wall, and then like your opponent has to get around them to get at you. But you don't really care because you used like Ronin Totem to make them. And the only reason why you removed for Ronin Totem was to get this guy powerful so you can get pluses in the late game. And he also powers up things, so he's a good team player. Played 1 Shining Elf. I made him like once, and he was pretty okay. I really wish I had the Phoenix guy, the one that attacks twice, but like that thing's like $20, which is absurd. So I'm not like dropping that kind of money for him, and he's not really even like necessary. I mean, he's broken, but like I did okay without him. Then Tempo, and this, and this, and this. I didn't really make any of them. And then because I side a Cyber Dragon, I also played this. I made it like once, but it was good because I got rid of all the Gear Geonts on the field, so that was really fun. Mobius, and this is side deck now, so Mobius to clear back row because macro really hurts, and so does Defissure and Skill Drain. Although there isn't really a whole lot you can do with Skill Drain, but what do you know? Also, Goes in Match and Rivalry kind of hurt too. 2, Vanity's Fiend, because decks of Special Summons suck. 2, Cyber Dragon, because machines suck. Snowmanier, because the rabbit sucks. 3 MST because D-Fissure and Skill Drain suck, and so does Rivalry and stuff. Ew. Sorry, how unprofessional of me. Torrential Tribute. It's okay. And then that's with the serious cards. And then for the less serious cards, I played one Air Knight, one Electric Virus, which I thought would be really good against machines, until I realized that they'd probably be setting in like Rivalries or Gozens or D-Fissures. So then Electric Virus seemed like not really as good. Twister, I was never really that confident with people citing in D-Fissure or Skill Drain, so I never really cited it in either, so that really sucked. And then I played 2 cylinders because you always go into time, so yeah, that's chill. Other than that, I'll try to go through my rounds really quickly. Round 1, I played a Violon, and that was really annoying because he kept on like searching for his equip spells and stuff. But then I made Lad, and then it was over because he couldn't really get the searching effects from his equip spells anymore. So that sucked for him. Yeah, I beat him 2-0. He wasn't really like the most like, he was a casual kind of player, so he didn't really have a lot of chance anyway. And I opened up Swap Frog one game, so that was really good. Round 2, I played Dark World, and I lose in time because I'm an idiot. And I forgot to put my Treeborn Frog in attack mode. So when I took his Papal Operative to switch it back into attack mode, he flipped Skill Drain, and then I didn't have another monster that could get over 100. Yeah, those breaks. So then I played another Dark World round 3, and I beat that. He was another kind of casual player, so that kind of sucks for him to be playing against me. Listen to me, I sound like I'm like the most competitive player ever. Round 4 was a Machina. No, it was the new archetype, the Geargias. I 2-0 that, and it wasn't really close because I opened Swap Frog the game. Yeah, I mean, that's how really good this deck is. You have to open Swap Frog, and then you win a lot. So I make top cut, and it's top 16 this week because there was a lot of people. So that was good. So in top 16 I played Dino Rabbit, and my Snowman here puts in no work because he knew I was playing frogs, so he made Dolka immediately. So that was game 1. And then game 2 he plays, I don't know how I win game 2, but I magically accomplish it somehow. I didn't really get anything set up, I just managed to deal damage and he didn't really get anything. So that was the thing. And then game 3, I creature swap for a Cyber Dragon to stay alive. And I keep on just setting things like Fader or like Swap Frogs while he has like Defy up. And like he keeps on attacking the face downs and not attacking the Cyber Dragon. So then eventually I get a Soul Exchange. And then I tribute the Dolka for Caius. And then he has to warning that. And then I switch the Cyber Dragon into attack and attack him once per game, and then he doesn't draw a trap, so he has to scoop it up. Next I play another Geargia. This guy was a lot better because like I might have something to do with the build. I think the first guy was playing like a pure Geargia deck that like had like Fortress in there for like tech and stuff. But this guy was playing Machina Geargia, which I think worked a lot better. Game 1 was relatively quick. I mean, I pretty much knew it was over when he kept on flipping the armor, when I flipped the armor face down, and then flipped it back face up, and then did the same thing for the next like 2 turns, and then he like swarmed the field and won. Yeah, that sucked. And then game 2 took an hour. I'm not even kidding. He was 7 cards away from decking out. But it was mainly because I had Obelisk on the field, and he had, like, Gozen match. And, I don't know if he had Imperial Iron Wool this game or the last game. I knew he had the last game. But, he, like, had me kind of locked down, but I had Obelisk on the field. So it was pretty okay. And then he eventually top decks Dark Hole, and then I have like 8 cards in my hand, so I just keep on like poking him until he runs out of monsters, and then I win. And then game 3 happens, and a similar thing happens where he locks me down, and I'm just kind of stalling. I draw like a couple of faders to stay in the game. And then I have to tribute set my Cyber Dragon, and then Contact Fuse into the Chimera Tech. And then Dark Hole's Pot of Avarice's note into 5 monsters left in his deck. And then he just wins because he drew monsters. So that sucks. But in any case, it was a good game. And he did pretty well with his machine deck. And then Cisco is also playing the Girgia thing. And he got second place. And he ended up losing to Dragoonity. So, yeah, our locals in a nutshell. So be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see, I guess a Girgia deck, just message me. Smashing Pumpkins signing out. Peace.